podcast is part of the Podcast Your Scene Network. Visit us at www.podcastyourscene.com.
The local media has an agenda that they're going to serve. I don't know who's in charge of it or what it is, if it's like a headless monster.
Why? This is a question.
Walking backwards.
Yeah.
Something sacred.
I don't know the names of the Crew songs. Those are
Running in
CDs you
circles.
Just pop in and let play.
Sea of Glass.
The flight and the fall.
I love Ozzy. I think he's the true definition of a rock star.
So came out by your speakers.
Anybody else have any interesting stories they don't want on the show?
This is Doug from After the Ball. Hey, this is John Lane from the thriving metropolis of Leechburg, Pennsylvania.
The Pennsylvania Rock Show, featuring the best unsigned rock that Pennsylvania has to offer.
Let's go.
What's up, everyone? You are tuned in to the Pennsylvania Rock Show, episode number 670, coming at you from PARockShow.com, MegaRockRadio.net, and 107.1 KFGD FM in St. Louis, Missouri, XRPRadio.co.uk in the Highlands of Scotland, Glasgow, on the beaches of San Diego, California, on RootarooRadio.com, in Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, on oldiesxl.com, right here in the thriving metropolis of Leechburg, Pennsylvania, on buildthescene.com, and in Pittsburgh on musicfromthe412.com, where you can watch the video and listen to us on radio as well. And once again, this is episode number 670. Right before I came on live, you heard from two bands. Both tracks are brand new to the Pennsylvania Rock Show. The first one was the Kilmaine Saints. I believe they're from Harrisburg. The song was called Same Again Tomorrow. And then we heard a brand new track to the show from the Shiners off their new album 10, celebrating their 10-year anniversary. That one is called Slow With You. And with me tonight are two members of the band Victoria Fire, Caitlin and Andy. What's up?
What's up, Bill?
I since I've gone live, I try and rush everything and mess it all up. So that's kind of my signature now.
So far, so good. You're doing well.
And I hate editing video, and now I have to edit video constantly. It's terrible.
Yeah, episode 670. That's crazy, man. Congrats.
I'm impressed.
The first one was September 14th, 2004.
Wow.
And if you take a moment later and go to the Grassroots show on 97.7, the rock station, go to 977rock.com, go to programs, click on the Grassroots. I was on their show yesterday, and you can hear all about that stuff.
Sounds good.
So anyway, so I was talking to Rocky today, who just played a show with you guys.
That's right.
At Hard Rock. And I may have some things coming up from that show that are going to appear later.
Oh, really?
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And both of you might be front and center in them.
Uh-oh.
Could be good or bad. Yeah.
It could be good or bad.
So when I'm done interviewing you, stick around in the green room, because you're going to see Caitlin's little segment, and then you're going to see your video of Let You Go, and then you're going to see what Andy did.
What I did. Yep. Oh boy. I don't even remember.
It wasn't. It's funny though. And I think Caitlin was making fun of you during it, but
Uh-oh. Oh my gosh.
If it wasn't her, it's somebody else in the band, so that's all good.
I'd probably make fun of you the least.
That's true.
So I also had pulled up, I had all this stuff ready to go. Let me see if I still have it. I do. Perfect. I'm going to share it, and we're going to do this right off the bat so that I can make it go away. So what I want to do, I normally do this towards the end, but I want you to talk about your upcoming shows at the beginning, which is kind of weird, but let me see if I can get it where to go. It didn't share. That's interesting.
Sorry, Andy knows them all by heart.
All right. Well, I had it and it shared earlier, but it also won't let me change my background. So all kinds of fluky stuff going on. Anyway, do you know them off by heart? Can you really do it?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we don't have a ton, but we have enough that we're staying busy. But yeah, we have some really good ones coming up. We have next one is Millville Music Fest. We're excited we're excited to be back there. We played there. It was our very first show as a band was Millville Music Fest 2019. So we're pumped to get back there. I know the COVID and it just they switch bands around and stuff like that. So yeah, we're happy to get back there. We're playing at 3:40 is our set time. I think we're the third band at the VFW stage, which is coincidentally the same one that we played last time too, which is cool because it was a cool little area. So it should be a great day. There's lots of good bands going all day. I know that our friends Nine Stitch Method are up right after us, so that'll be fun. So yeah, that's our next one coming up.
Slightly happier than
you. And let's see, June 17th, we will be back. We'll be at Mr. Smalls, which we haven't played there for a while either. So yeah, we're coming back there. We're playing with our friends Drown the Deep and Ghostlight Labyrinth. So that's going to be a fun one for sure. And we're pumped to get back to Mr. Smalls. Like I said, it's been a little while. So, and then the week after that, June 24th, we'll be at the Bridge with Shattered and Guides and Sarah Halter. So
there are a bazillion shows on that day.
Really?
Yeah, it's right in the middle of summer. So yeah, I'm sure everything's kicking at that point. So
I am going to be at with music from the 412. We're going to be at the PA Band Initiative Music Festival, which is at the Beacon Hotel in Renfrew. And my wife is a vendor there too, so I'm going to be going back and forth between two different vendor tables. It should be interesting.
You'll be busy.
You are a busy guy.
But yeah, that's that day. There's so many. Like I wish I could remember them because they keep popping up. I was like, oh, I want to go. Oh, it's the 24th.
Yeah, I feel like that's always what happens too. Like there's always other shows that I want to see, like when we have one, and then there will be weekends where we don't have anything going on, and then there's no other shows like really that I I'm familiar with it's just crazy how it all kind of piles into the same day, it seems like. But yeah, I'm sure this summer's going to be good though. Lots of good shows coming up, not just for us, but just all around. So and then
Zed threw him off. Let's see how good he is.
Oh yeah, July 22nd. We will be at the Squirrel Hill Sports Bar. Really looking forward to that one too, because we're going to be playing with three of our favorite bands, I think, locally. Dragonfly Effects headlining. We got Ira Vera. They're out of Ohio. I'm good friends with those guys, with Nick, their singer, and also Amplifiers, of course. Everybody knows them. So that's the four bands, and yeah, it's going to be one hell of a show, I think.
I do the Squirrel Hill Sports Bar's website and some of their social media. So I've known about that one for a while. It's been posted on the site.
Yeah, and then
it's also a First Angel Media show.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I also I'm all over that one.
The tickets are very fancy and they look good. So yeah.
Two more. Can you get them?
Yeah, I can get them. We have August 19th. I think, we're out at the Flying Pig in Salem, Ohio. That's another show we're playing with our friends Ira Vera. Actually, Dragonfly Effect, I believe, will be there as well. So we're doing kind of back-to-back shows with both of those bands. And there's a couple other bands locally. The Ira Vera, the band, has set that one up. So it's kind of their, I think it's kind of their festival. But yeah, we'll be doing that one. And I think the only other one that we have confirmed for now is October 7th. We are at Basement Transmissions, which is going to be a huge day. The female, it's being called Female Feature Fest, which Storms Within, their production companies kind of putting it all together. Erica, who I think, you've had her on, you had those guys on recently.
Yep.
But yeah, they're doing a lot of great stuff, and yeah, she's putting, they're putting this little festival together all day at Basements Transmissions in Erie, and I think we have 16 or 18 female featured bands. Either female fronted or there's female guitar player or female somewhere in the band. But yeah, that's going to be an awesome day of and I think there's quite a few Pittsburgh bands coming up. As far as I know, Fall of Me and Anxiety at Best and a couple others, I think. So yeah, it should be a good time.
Did you know that Fall of Me's singer Chelsea was a opera singer professionally before doing what she does now? Yeah.
That's pretty
No, I
cool.
did not. Yeah, that's awesome.
That's a cool transition.
Yeah, it's a drastic change.
Yeah, that would come in handy. I think that would come in handy.
Sort of like you figure like, I don't know if Amy Lee was, I don't know if she wasn't necessarily like an opera singer, but had the
It's funny that you brought her up because she told me that people always compare her, to Amy.
of course, yeah.
But she's like, I don't think I sound like her. But apparently everybody else does.
Yeah, we haven't been able to play with them yet. We were talking to them. We just weren't able to do a show in February, I think. But hopefully we will be putting something together soon. But yeah, we'll see them at the Female Feature Fest for sure. So
I'm going to ask you one more question here. I only wrote down one, but I asked a couple. I'm going to make it a quick one though, and then we're going to take a short break. Kiss played in a bay in Australia to Great White Sharks, and Metallica played in a bubble in Antarctica. What non-standard venue would you like to play at?
in a bay and a bubble.
Oh my. That's a really good question.
I mean, I've never been on a cruise. I wouldn't mind doing the whole cruise ship thing, but that's kind of probably more for like tribute bands and cover bands and stuff. But that would be cool.
Something really odd. We need something like really odd though.
I know that's not that odd, but best I can think of for now.
Gosh,
Leaving it
that's
to you,
a good
Caitlin.
one. I know. I feel like this should be like my forte because I'm just always thinking of weird things to do. Part of me is kind of thinking almost like somewhere in like water, like a swimming pool, but that might be a little tricky. I mean, I'm sure you could get like, razors and things to stand on, but being submerged would probably be a little bit difficult.
Yeah.
Maybe a waterfall, like some type of like waterfall effect going on might be good. Maybe surrounded by like a lot of furry creatures and animals of some sort.
Oh, wow.
So maybe something tropical, maybe not a swimming pool, but maybe somewhere, like a tropical location, maybe in the middle of the jungle.
Okay.
I don't know how we would be able to like plug in and everything, but
Generators.
Yeah, I'm confident that we'd be able to figure it out. And Dean, our drummer, he's actually very handy with equipment and kind of makeshifting. Is that the right word?
He'd rig something up, yeah.
He would, yes. I'm fully confident that he would. So let's go with the jungle.
Okay. All right, so we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with Victoria Fire.
Want your music featured with the best of Pittsburgh's local artists? Music from the 412 is seeking bands and solo artists from Pittsburgh and beyond for our channel and exclusive shows. Simply visit musicfromthe412.com and look for our submission form under the Contact tab. Whether you're looking for an interview feature, concert promotion, or airtime for your latest song or music video, Music from the 412 has you covered. Get exposure for your music today. Catch the Pennsylvania Rock Show live Mondays on Music from the 412. Join host Bill Damiano for music and exclusive interviews with the best unsigned bands Pennsylvania has to offer. Featuring the best variety of rock and metal with new shows every week. Plus, you can catch replays every Saturday morning and stream us on the radio. Want to get your band featured in an upcoming episode? Visit Build the Scene online for submissions and additional information. Rock for Life is proud to announce the beneficiary of this year's concert series, our 2023 rock star Scarlett. Scarlett was diagnosed with leukemia in January of 2020. She's currently fighting her second battle with leukemia and attends regular chemotherapy. Rock for Life aims to provide financial support for Scarlett and her family, with funds raised from our music festivals and concerts. Come out to a Rock for Life show near you. A great time for a great cause.
Hi, so we are back. I forgot to mention the two songs we were going to listen to during that break. So what you heard that I didn't mention ahead of time were Working Breed's new song "Deep End" off of their brand new Gaslighter album. I almost said EP, but it's 30 minutes, but there's like 8 tracks on it. So it's kind of gray area, right? It's enough tracks, but maybe not. And then we listened to Victoria Fire, Let You Go. And this is what I should have warned you about ahead of time. What I want is for you guys to do like an MTV Storytellers and tell me a little bit about that song.
Yeah.
What is that?
Sorry, that would be my bulldog Roscoe.
I thought that was him. I figured that was him.
he snores pretty loudly. I swear, like I said, I don't have like a tiger in here. I promise.
We had a mastiff snoring on the show a couple weeks ago too. So
he woke up. No, I guess Let You Go is one of those songs. I think it definitely evolved, and the lyrics changed a bit over time, but I think the general message behind the story has been the same, of being in a situation where you are involved with someone that's just not a great person, like having a relationship with that person, whether it be like romantic, platonic, someone you could say might be a narcissist, and coming to terms with the fact that, it's time to let that person go. You get to that point where you're kind of like, I can't do this anymore. And really just coming to that realization of, in order to kind of move forward and to live happily, sometimes you have to let those people in your life go, which can be really, really difficult. But yes, that's where the song evolved.
Yeah, music, like instrumentally, it's actually the first song me and Caitlin started working on when we got together. It's pretty simple riff and structure at first, and we were just trying to get like our first song together and get something we could work with. And it was called Low before, and I think the themes are the same, but we definitely it's evolved a lot. We changed the when we started working in the studio with our producer Lee Caruso.
I know Lee.
Yeah, Lee. Everybody knows Lee. We all worked on kind of rewriting the melody a little bit, and Caitlin came up with some great stuff there, and good harmonies and everything on the final version. So and then instrumentally, like, it's been kind of the same basic song, but a lot of extra guitar layers, and we rewrote the bridge and stuff like that. And so it evolved a lot over time, but that one was actually the first one we started working on, really. So
yeah.
Is that how the writing process works on all the songs, or is it kind of fluid?
It's been a little mix of different things. A lot of these first songs are some song skeletons that I've had for a while. Some of them go back our one song "Haunted," which will be on our EP, it actually goes back almost 10 years. I was going to put it on my. Well, Bill, you remember my solo EP that I put out a couple years ago.
I still have those in rotation.
Okay, good. But yeah, almost made it to that. It had a totally different song title, totally different lyrics and everything. And then it just wasn't really working for me in the form. So I brought that one into the band and we reworked it, and Caitlin came up with a completely different concept.
Damn.
Yeah, and it was awesome. Well, it was great because I mean, it's not something I would have ever thought of, and her melody was much better, and the lyrical content was better. So I was glad so we were kind of able to take that one and resurrect it, and now it's going to end up on our first EP, but it's going to be the bones of it are about this kind of the same, but it's another one that's completely, a lot of things have changed in it over time. So.
Back when bands used to come here and play live in this room, which happened until 2010, so 6 years worth, there was Cage, which let me think. Wally, who used to be in Scale until he passed away, he was the lead singer. He was in Cage at that time, and they played a song. It was the very first time they ever played out. They played it in my living room. It was called Walls, and when it made it to the album, that had a completely different name. I can't remember what it is now. But
yeah, I mean, that happens a lot, so many times, more than probably anybody who's not intimately involved with the songs realizes. But I mean, we even put Low out as a demo 3 years ago, but we've since taken it down because it's evolved so much, and it's a different song now, and obviously much better. So yeah, so we changed the name, we changed everything about it, but again, the bones of it are still the same. But
yeah, there was a song, Stand Down, that, well, this is fun. This is interesting because I came up with with a vocal melody, and then Andy came up with guitars to go behind it. So we did it that way. But then when we went into the studio to work on it, the lyrics and the melody ended up changing a little bit anyway. So it's really it's just interesting how everything evolves from where it starts. It's wild.
Yeah, that's I think that's the only one we've really done that with so far. It usually starts with some guitar parts and stuff that I have, and then I send them to Caitlin, and I kind of work up like a basic structure and throw some drum loops on. This was at least early on before the band really formed, and now we're all kind of working together a lot more and everything. But that's kind of how it initially started, was just like song skeletons I throw together, send to Caitlin, but yeah, Stand Down was one of the ones where it kind of went the other way, but it was kind of cool. So hopefully, you never know how it's going to start, but usually you have some basic procedure, I guess.
Sticking with the songwriting theme, if you could sit down and write a song with any songwriter in the history of the world, who would you want to sit down and write with?
Wow.
And usually I ask a DeLorean question, so the DeLorean's sitting outside if you need it.
I don't think I'd go that far back. I don't know, Caitlin, who are you going to say?
Okay. I would say, I'd actually probably really like to work, and this is more so of just me being, I think the interest in the band, and I think they would be cool to hang out with, but would be Chevelle. I think they seem like cool guys to hang out with. I like their music, and because you never know what you're getting yourself into when you think about that. Like, you could sit down and write a song with someone, and they could be like, all right, we're doing it this way. And, so I could be completely wrong about this, but I'm like, they seem like pretty cool guys, like their music, like their jams. And yeah, I think that would be my choice.
Maybe a little too obvious, but I mean, I don't think anyone can argue as a guitar player. It'd be amazing to just be able to jam with like John Bonham and John Paul Jones. Cause I mean, that's like, the most killer rhythm section of all time. No offense to Corey and Dean, but it'd be killer to play with those two guys. I mean, I wouldn't be able to keep up, but I'd try, and we'd see what would happen. But that'd be a blast. And I got to go with anybody who knows me. An obvious answer for me would be Chino Marino.
Yeah,
because he's one of my big influences. Deftones are one of my big influences, and I'd love to actually be in a room with him or even the other guys from Deftones and see what the writing process is and how they're pick their brains, because they come up with such interesting stuff. And so probably nothing too off the wall there with either of those, but I mean, I have to go with that.
I'm trying to think of something I can ask to be quick. How about an embarrassing moment? Something that happened on stage while you were performing.
We were asked that recently. I was trying to think of others. I don't want to steal Corey's thunder because he used this one last time, but real quick, when we used to play in a cover band, we had a singer he loved to start shit, and we were playing in Cleveland, and he was trying to rile up the Cleveland Browns fans and starting fights, and it ended up where they were about to just kill all of us. So he had to buy basically the whole bar drinks to get us out of there safely.
Yeah, I was in another band, and our guitarist decided to have a few too many before we went on stage, and ran into some issues and started telling everyone off in the middle of the show. Luckily, there weren't a ton of people there, but I kind of wanted to just melt into the stage and disappear.
Okay, so we're going to take another break, and we'll come back for one last segment with Caitlin and Andy from Victoria Fire. What you're going to hear now is a brand new track that has not been released yet, even though the DVE played it yesterday, from Chip and the Charge Ups. And I think they're going for the longest title in the history of the world. Ready? Melina made us change the title of this song to fit in with the pop punk community.
Well, that's the name.
That's the name of the song.
I love it.
And we're also going to hear a older track from the rock show, Brady Novotny, Redemption's Cry. And we'll be right back.
Music from the 412 is proud to feature local Pittsburgh musicians on our 24-hour radio station. Tune in online or stream to your smart device to listen to the latest songs from some of the best bands in the burg. You can even submit your own original tracks online. Join us in supporting our local music scene. Tune in today to Music from the 412, Pittsburgh's home for original music.
And we're back with Victoria Fire. Caitlin and Andy hanging out with me tonight. So I almost forgot. I'm going to do this now so I don't forget. Music from 412 has been giving away 2 tickets to select concerts with Dresky Entertainment. But for some reason, we don't always get as many entries as we'd like. So tonight's concert, only one person entered, and it's for the drive-by truckers. So instead of doing the wheel with one name on it, I'm just going to announce that Joe Rumpler won the tickets, and she should keep an eye out on her email tonight for an email from Drusky Entertainment giving her the tickets. Wednesday, I'm going to be recording the next PA Rock show early because I'm not going to be around next Monday. So we're giving away the next set of tickets Wednesday night. So you only have like 48 hours to enter. And that one is a singer-songwriter night at Jurgles featuring Billy Price, John Balin from Gene the Werewolf, Rick Wachowski. I can't remember who else. But it very simple. You go to our website, click on contests. You click on the show you want to take a chance on tickets for. You share it, and you give us your email address. And the only thing we use the email address for is to send you the tickets if you win. It doesn't get recorded anywhere. So you're not going to get anything from us. Cost you nothing. Just go fill it out so we can give some tickets away.
Sounds like a good deal.
Free tickets. Why not? Yeah. Awesome.
We gave away 2 tickets to yesterday's Lita Ford concert too.
Nice.
That would be good. Yeah.
Lita Ford and Modern Fossils and A Common Crown. That was the. Okay, so I'm going to ask you the official Build a Scene question. I've probably asked at least Andy it before. It is, who's your Dave Grohl? In other words, who do you want to go up on stage with and perform one of their original songs?
Caitlin.
Who? Yeah, I'd have to go first. I mean, probably Dave Grohl because he's awesome. At least, I mean, it's like you've never met the guy, but I feel like I've met the guy. He just gives off that, that vibe, just full of goodness.
I'll go with Alice in Chains. Back in the Lane days, that would have been, no offense to Jerry, but it'd be great to. Well, I guess he'd be on the stage too, but yeah, to jump up and play something from them because they were always, one of my absolute favorites from back in the day. So, and definitely like during the grunge heyday too. When like in Seattle, maybe while the stuff was still kind of getting started, that would have been even cooler, I think, to kind of feel that vibe out there at the time. So
I don't know if you knew this, but one of the music from 412 sponsors is Vault Recording Studio, and Dave Hillis, who was in on all of those grunge albums.
Yep.
Like he works at the Vault now, and he also works sometimes. I can't remember the name of the studio that Lee's at.
He works at Tonic too.
Yep,
yeah,
he's a Tonic too. So, yeah, if you look him up, he's all over all those albums.
Yeah, that's amazing that he's
Dirt
in,
for sure.
in town. Yeah,
I interviewed him. I don't know what episode number, but if you go to buildascene.com, there is an episode where I do interview him, and he looked like a wizard, and I commented about that.
Well, he pretty much is in his own way. So yeah, that's awesome. You'll have to go back and watch that.
I really haven't asked anything real off the wall yet. Oh, the pizza question. I haven't asked you about the pizza.
For some reason, I figured you would do that. I could. Yeah, I feel like I've seen you do that.
If you've been watching recently, it's been all right. So the question, Caitlin, since you made that face, is what is the best pizza you've had because you're a musician? So you have to, were you in the studio? Were you on your way to a gig? Were you going to someone else's show?
Oh gosh. Probably. I think when I was actually no, I changed my answer. The best pizza I think was when Andy and I first started playing together, and we were jamming with a couple other guys. And it started out that we would just eat pizza every time we played. And of course, like we didn't end up with the same lineup, but I started to realize.
Sorry, you're probably thinking of Molly's in Dormont here.
Maybe that was it.
'Cause I feel like we ordered from there a lot.
Then that would be it. And then I realized I'm like, this cannot go on. Like if we just eat pizza like every time, like I'm just gonna pass out. Like, but but I think pizza. I'm always a fan of pizza.
Yeah, and there's a really good place by Caitlin's, and what's on the main? Is it called JP's? Is that what it's called?
Jay's?
Yeah, I think it's Jay's. Maybe.
That
I don't know. They have like
square pizza.
Yeah.
Yes. So so we live in McDonald, and my dad grew up here, and so back when he was a kid, it was Jay's Pizza. It was like the original owner, and I guess they used the same recipe. So I don't know. I can't compare it to like back then, but I hear it's still really good. I always liked when I used to live in Crafton. Portofino's in Crafton was really good. But I like all pizza.
Yeah, I think, your question is probably like, were you playing at another city or something? And I can't think of anywhere that like floored me to where like I remember it. But as far as locally,
see, it's kind of twofold. It is that other city thing, but it's also where am I going to go buy pizza next?
Well, over whenever I get together with Corey sometimes and we jam at his place, we always get Ardolino's, which is over in like, I think Upper St. Clair area, but that's probably one of my favorites. So that was a great one.
If you, and this kind of happened to me, different scenario, but if you have a moment where someone that you kind of idolize in music is standing next to you and you can ask one question, who's going to be standing next to you and what question are you going to ask? While you're thinking, mine was at a book signing. It was Gene Simmons, and I didn't get to ask any questions because he asked me about my digital camera, and we had like a 10-minute conversation about my camera.
Oh man, you got some good ones here today.
I know. I don't know. Like I
hate to be, I don't want to be redundant and use like the same, all my same influences. I already used Alice in Chains, Led Zeppelin, Deftones. Those are some of my big ones. Hate to be obvious again, but like probably just Jimi Hendrix. Like, how did you? Because before him, nobody really ever played like that. So it'd be like, how did you just come up with like, how did you come up with this? Because it really didn't exist in that form before then. So, there's always a pioneer, and you'd have to ask the pioneer kind of, what was your inspiration? If there wasn't anything really before this that, said that to me, I'd probably go with that.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I don't know. I've always been a really big fan of Flyleaf, and I did have the chance to meet them, but it was like, I don't know, I got like a little starstruck, and then I was afraid to talk, and they were also very quiet. So it was just one of those moments where it was like, okay.
I'd probably also like try to talk to Ozzy or Tony Iommi or like somebody, the guys in Black Sabbath, and like I'd want to tour Birmingham and see like what conditions are like out there that made them, what drew them to coming up with the, they're the godfathers of heavy metal. So like, what was so bad about their lives or their area that made them, kind of gravitate in that direction? That's always kind of intrigued me too.
It's kind of similar to what Pittsburgh was like back in the day.
Yeah, I know. It's like it was an industrial town and probably pretty smoky. And so that's always intrigued me too. Like I said, pioneers of things where it's like this didn't really exist in this form before you. That's always, interesting to me.
All right, so I have one more quick question for you, and then we're gonna listen to one more track, and then on the video side, I have some videos for everybody to watch. The question is, and I kind of hinted to it in the video, it's right there below Andy. Where can people find your band?
Yeah, our main site would be Facebook, Victoria Fire Band, and we are also on Instagram, Victoria Fire Band. Those are our two main ones for now. We are in the process of working on a website, so that should be available soon. We'll certainly announce when we have that ready to go. But yeah, there's two main places for now, and we're on Spotify, we're on all of the streaming platforms as well.
Cool. All right, so we're gonna do the concert calendar, and then we're gonna play some videos you're going to get to see. Let You Go, and some shenanigans before and after that video. And what you're going to hear on the radio side is a Get Out of Town band. I need to get that sponsored, and I need to get someone to do some voice imaging for me for that. But Get Out of Town, basically I'm playing someone who's not from the Pittsburgh area. This band is from Ohio, and they're called the Cult of Crowley, O-V, of. And the song is called Morphine Fever Dream.
Ooh, nice. I like that.
So, all right. So I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me on episode 670.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. And hang out to watch what Rocky sent me.
Okay.
Almost time for the annual Fostering Music Summer Shindig. Fostering Music is a charitable organization dedicated to enriching the lives of children currently in or adopted out of the foster care system. We proudly partner with local foster care agencies to provide musical instruments and instruction in conjunction with local music stores. This year's Summer Shindig fundraising event features 2 days of local music and outdoor family fun. Come out and make a difference while having a blast.
Hey everyone, it's Bill from Music from the 412 with your concert calendar from May 7th through the 20th. Brought to you by BuildAScene.com and FirstAngelMedia.com. Sunday, May 7th, 7 p.m., Lita Ford, with special guests Common Crown and Modern Fossils at Jurgles Rhythm Grill in Warrendale. Monday, May 8th, 9 p.m., Victoria Fire with me on the Pennsylvania Rock Show on MusicFrom412.com. Tuesday, May 9th, 7 p.m., Drive-By Truckers with a special guest Lydia Lovelace at the Carnegie of Homestead Music Hall. Wednesday, May 10th, 9 p.m.,